multiply everything by about 100. So, if you can manage to make yourselves an intimate audience, can you do that, do you think?
Yes.
Thank you. So we're going to start with something a little unusual. It's a three-part experience. The first part is going to be what it is, the second part is going to be a story, and the third part is going to be philosophy of some sort related to our times. But it's not going to go on forever, it's going to be quite short, I promise you. I can feel how cold it is. So, here we go. The Ballet of the Unseen. The Ballet of the Unseen. Okay. Gathers into itself unseen suffering and unseen joys. The dances unnoticed. The indigo mood of women and the hidden tangents of growth. The lost dreams of street corners and the secret angles of trees. Movements lost in the long history of dance. To celebrate the unseen poetry of movement is its hope. The shift and dazzle of the marketplaces. The stillness of the temple where the goddess whirls. The politics of the powerless who sing strength with their bodies. And the electric arabesques of the prayers for truth. It helps to have an anchor, even if it's symbolic. Dance hangs upon a thread of hope. All that movement held by a gaze of love. Oh, to start a new dance across the world, choreographed by the spirit of integration. To dream of such liberation is why I work with gravity and sunlight. And moon wind, and tide lift, earth turn, and relativity, quantum notions, notations of spirit, foot leaps and breath. The way a dancer manages her fall into gifts of freedom. To write dance the way one writes poetry. To write poetry the way one writes dance. Our motion and stillness, our masks and faces. The thoughts you cannot think, the dreams you cannot dream, that which only a mask can see. Lost chlorophyll of feet walking across a field. All our lives, an infinite improvisation. Twirling and being reborn. Dying and resurrecting at the foot of the tree. And the return, and the study, and the starting again from first position. Om Shanti, 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 Om, Om, Om. Thank you very much. The dancer was Charlotte Jarvis. Choreographer and dance artist. Thank you very much, Charlotte. Are you ready now for a really very short story? The story I'm going to read is called Walking the Fish. It's a funny kind of story. It is common to take a dog for a walk. It is less common to take a dream for a walk. How many people here have taken a dream for a walk? How many people here want to take a dream for a walk? Yes. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn to take dreams for a walk. It's what literature does. It's what storytellers do. It is common to take a dog for a walk. It's less common to take a dream for a walk. To set out with the rising sun and an empty mind and wander the narrow path that leads to the sea. To find rising in the mind a dream one had but didn't remember at the time. To ponder the dream and to relive its mysterious hints. To find walking beside one like a pet unicorn, the vision of a happy future. Walking with a dream. Do you know what walking with a dream does? Say yes if you do know, and no if you don't. Do you know what walking with a dream does? It works wonders on the malleable forms of the world. Obstacles bend into the shape of one's hopes. Difficulties reconfigure themselves into triumphs. One's cross becomes a leaping place to the stars. One plucks gifts from the air. The tree of thorns becomes that tree of the Hesperides bearing golden fruit. Lucky are those who walk with God. Only strong dreamers shape the magic that makes all things real. But how strange it is, on a morning when the air disperses colors like birds in flight, to find a woman wandering along the shore, walking her fish. In truth, she is not walking her fish. The fish was taking the lady for a walk. The lady was in a philosophical mood that morning, but the fish wasn't in a philosophical mood. So the lady began a conversation with the fish. What are things made of? The lady asked the fish. The fish said, things are made of the way you see. What is it that makes the way you see? Asked the lady. The way you are makes The way you see, said the fish. And what makes the way you are? Asked the lady. Well, sometimes it's the way you feel. And what makes how you feel? The spirit, said the fish, testily. Whether it's open or closed, narrow or wide, whether it flows like the sea or is frozen like ice. But what makes the spirit? Asked the lady. That's enough philosophy for a morning's walk, said the fish. This might have happened in a parable. It might have happened in a missing gospel of women. The miracle then would be not the multiplication of fishes and loaves. The miracle would be the conversion of ourselves into the mysteries of the sea. Okay, we're going to have some quick fire aphorisms. From a book of mine called A Way of Being Free. To poison a nation, poison its stories. A demoralized nation tells demoralized stories to itself. Did anybody get that? A demoralized nation tells demoralized stories to itself. I've come from a nation that's going through a kind of demoralization at the moment, but we're not going to go into it. The people are as healthy and as confident as the stories they tell themselves. Great eras are eras in which great stories are lived and told. Without fighting, without wars, stories have won over more people than all the great wars in history put together. Stories are either dangerous or liberating because they are a kind of destiny. Why am I talking about storytelling? Can anybody tell me why I'm talking about storytelling? I'm talking about storytelling because we are essentially made of stories. People think that we're made of flesh or food, that we're made of sleep or money, but actually we're made of dreams and we're made of stories. We are part human, part stories. I'm fascinated by the stories that a nation tells itself, just as I'm fascinated by the stories that individuals tell themselves. Finally, we're not much better than the stories we tell ourselves. The deep stories, not the superficial stories. Stories can drive you mad. Stories can heal profound sicknesses of the spirit. Africa breathes stories. Unhappy lands